During the course of your self-improvement journey, you are going to be adding on a bunch of new healthy habits into your life. Activities such as reading, working out, taking cold showers, meditation, etc. What I have realized is that keeping track of these habits is extremely useful because sometimes during your self-improvement journey, it feels like you're not making any real progress. But when you look back at the track record, you realize the volume of work that you have done, and that puts a sense of belief and confidence into you. Additionally, when you see that you have repeated a healthy habit for 100 days in a row, then you do not wish to break that streak, and it actually motivates you to keep going, especially on the days when you don't really feel like it. Like you don't want to break a 100-day streak all because you don't feel like doing something today. Lastly, when you keep track of your habits, you begin to discover certain patterns which were previously not at all evident. Like how many hours of deep work can I do in a week before I burn out? Or how many workout sessions can I do in a week before I feel fatigued? On what days am I most likely to break my schedule? Perhaps it's on Mondays because of a class at university that is just soul-sucking. When you can identify these patterns of failure, then you're much more likely to deal with them successfully. In this video, I am going to go through my Notion setup that I use on a daily basis in order to keep track of my self-improvement journey. So let's get right into it. My general philosophy on self-improvement has always been improving three key areas of my life. The intellectual realm. This is the area that is concerned with knowledge acquisition. It could be career related or knowledge of any kind. Then there is the physical realm. These are the areas of my life that have to do with training, fitness and martial arts. And lastly, there is the spiritual realm. These are areas of my life that improve my connection with God. I truly believe that lacking in one or more of these domains leads to instability in life. The Notion setup that you are seeing caters to all three of these areas. I like to break my progress into seasons. Here you can see that currently I'm on season 4 of my self-improvement journey. Each season has a set of objectives. These are things that I especially want to focus on as the season progresses. Each season could be anywhere between 2 to 12 weeks depending upon the objective that I have. The very first column denotes what day of the season I am on. Regardless of what the objectives are for that season, the overall structure of the table looks very similar. Depending on the objectives of the season, I may add on additional columns to the table. So let's do a quick rundown this board. The column that is next to the day column is the deep work column. Here I track the number of deep work hours that I have put during the day. Deep work refers to the amount of focused work that I have done in that day. It is typically the number of hours I spend coding on my job or learning something related to my career. Now this time refers to pure focused effort and is measured by a stopwatch. This does not include activities such as checking mail or attending meetings. Back when I started my self-improvement journey, I could do a maximum of 30 minutes of deep work before losing concentration or getting tired. These days I try to target anywhere between 3 to 4 hours of deep work a day. You were designed to learn new things every single day. Doing deep focused work each day is very fulfilling, and this might sound counterintuitive, but it can actually produce energy, given that you don't do too much and burn yourself out. The column that you see right next to the deep work column is the business column. This is where I track the number of hours that I spend on my YouTube channel each day. I've named it as business because my primary goal of creating a YouTube channel is so that it allows me to quit the 9 to 5 grind, and calling it a business makes me take content creation far more seriously. Calling it a side hustle or just a hobby subconsciously undermines its importance in my life. As you can see from the objectives of the season, one of my goals for this season is to be very consistent with my YouTube channel. I've set the target of spending about 7 to 10 hours a week on my YouTube channel. When you have spent, let's say, 30 or 40 days on self-improvement and you watch this sum of hours grow, this is very motivating. Knowing that you've spent hundreds of hours growing yourself intellectually and coming a step closer to your financial goals. The column that you see next to the business column is a checkbox column. This pretty much indicates that I have gone to bed at the right time and woken up at the right time. You see, most people think that simply sleeping 8 hours a day is what matters, whereas the truth is that you need to wake up and go to bed at the same time every day consistently while getting an appropriate amount of sleep. Getting quality sleep and having a fixed sleep schedule has to be the most fundamental block of your self-improvement journey. Without getting good sleep, it's nearly impossible to do other productive things consistently. The column that you see next to the sleep column is the prayer column. As I'm a Muslim, I have to pray 5 times a day, and I have realized that these prayers give me a lot of structure in my life, and they also serve as a reminder as to what my long-term goals in life actually are. Additionally, prayers have greatly improved my mental health and self-image. This is why I make sure that this column is always ticked. The next column is the habits column. And as the name suggests, this column represents particular habits that I performed on that day. So for example, there are certain habits that I like to perform just a few times a week, but not every day. So these are the habits that end up in this column. Family refers to when I spend quality time with a loved one. Cold showers are, well, just cold showers. Mosque refers to when I visit the mosque more than twice a day. So I give myself this badge just to keep me motivated. The other habits that I like to perform at least 2 to 3 times a week are habits of reading, listening to informative podcasts, and journaling. The last 2 columns fall into the category of physical development. In the training column, I record the type of training that I have done on that day. So my training is pretty much centered around martial arts, and I supplement my martial arts training with lifting weights and running. Additionally, at the moment I'm trying to bulk up a bit, and this is one of the objectives of this season, and it's kind of hard to gain weight while you're doing a lot of endurance training in the form of martial arts. Hence, having this weight column really allows me to track my progress and adjust my calorie intake accordingly. Honestly, once you make your own self-improvement table and get it filled up after 30, 40 or even 60 days, and then look back at the volume of the work that you've done, that is just really satisfying and will have a major impact on your identity. This table will become your proof and will serve as testimony. There you have it, folks. This is the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure that you drop a like, as that really helps this small little channel that I have. And if you're interested in content that revolves around self-improvement and productivity, then do subscribe to the channel. In the meantime, keep the ball rolling and keep self-improving.